Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Planning and Zoning Board of Runnemede, February 10th, 2016. I ask everyone to rise and pledge allegiance to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May we have roll call, please? Yes.
Dickinson is
Excused.
Lucian. Here. Wachowski.
Here.
Wolverton.
Here.
Walperly.
Here.
Daley.
Here.
Canary.
Here.
Mayor Kapadas.
Here.
Dennis Vanessa.
Here.
Barry Stone.
Here.
Dave Rowan.
Here.
And in for John Pettit.
Wayne Warren. Here.
And Mr. Knight is excused, our code enforcement officer. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner: posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office, emailed to the retrospect, and the Courier Post. First order of business will be the approval of last month's minutes. Are there any questions on the minutes from this month? We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes. Mr. Opperly?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Gushin. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, the first order of new business is an application for Mike Albano and Viola for a minor subdivision with 2 bulk variances. Mr. Albano?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board.
One moment, please.
Madam Chair, I'd like to recuse myself on this. Could be a conflict.
Okay, Mr. Spinella, you can certainly have a seat in the audience. If you have any questions or comments from the public portion, is open. You are more than welcome to say your piece. I'm sorry, Michael.
No problem, Madam Chair, Mayor, members of the board. My name is Michael Albano. I'm an attorney in Runnemede with the firm of Albano and Viola. You know us, know most of you. We're here tonight for a piece of property that we own behind our law office. We're asking for a minor subdivision for 3 lots. We do request some variances. We attempted to buy some of the property behind our property that would connect to the Meadows property, but unfortunately we couldn't get together on the value. We had a value very low, they had a value very high, we negotiated, we couldn't get together now. So the lots that you see, and I hope the board has the plans I submitted, and I also submitted a copy of the tax map. If you don't have that, I can pass out some of the smaller versions, which I don't have.
Yeah, Mike, since you're a member of the LLC, I want to swear you in, even though you normally wouldn't because you're an attorney. And our engineer, do we have anybody else that's going to could possibly testify? Just whoever may be able to testify tonight, and our engineer, you solemnly swear, to affirm that the testimony you're about to give tonight is truthful and accurate, best of your knowledge.
Yes, it will. Yes, it is. And again, thank you. Technically, yes, I am a member of the firm, so I'm a member of the public, but it is an LLC, so I'm also here as the attorney for the LLC, which is the attorney. As indicated, the lots will be 3 lots. There will be 1 small lot that will be directly behind our building. It doesn't meet your criteria for 6,000 square foot. It's only 5,743 feet. Again, we tried to buy another 257 feet, which is less than 5% of the entire lot. If the lot's 6,000 feet, it's less than 300 feet. It's only about 16 by 16. We couldn't buy it from the Meadows, so we're asking for a bulk variance. It really doesn't affect what we're doing here. We would like the longer lot, but we couldn't get it. The next 2 lots are pretty much the same size. We will require 3 front yard variances. The ordinance requires 60 feet. And the proposed lot frontage will be almost 47 feet, 46.92, 46.9393. I submitted the tax map of the entire block between 7th Avenue, Black Horse Pike, and Smith Lane. There are 20 lots in that area. 12 of the lots are undersized. Most of them are 35 feet or 40 feet wide. So our position is a 46 or 47 foot lot is consistent with the neighborhood. Actually, it's bigger than the neighborhood. The only lots that are bigger are obviously my law office. There's 2 doctors' offices, and then there's a couple lots on Smith Lane that are bigger. but most of the other lots are 30 or 40 feet. We also put on the map a setback of 10 feet from the roadway. I know the ordinance says 25 feet. We're willing to move back the two longer lots 25 feet from the roadway. And we ask that the board consider allowing us to move the shorter lot or the smaller lot back only 20 feet. That will also give it, for design, you will have like 3 houses kind of in a row. But pushing it back 35 feet will really cut back the backyard for anybody who buys that house. So we're trying to make it somewhat consistent. With that, that's basically all we have. Unless there's any questions from the board, I reviewed with the engineers, with the engineer's letter. We really don't have any problems with the engineer letter either.
Any questions from the board?
Michael, do you have any idea of the type of houses we intend to build?
Yes, we're looking to build at least 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, maybe 2.5 baths, about 2,100 square feet, 2,200 square feet. We're not going to build it. We're not builders, we're attorneys, but we've had some inquiries from local builders about it. And they weren't interested in buying the whole lots, but they said if you subdivide it, we'll be interested in talking to you about it. So we're doing the legal work, we don't do the building, but we're looking about 2,000 to 2,200 square foot lots, 2 stories. You know, typical.
So you intend to be part of the building of the properties there?
No,
Oh, no.
we're going to sell the property to a builder.
Are you gonna have enough off-street parking for 2 vehicles per lot, do you think?
That's the other thing why we said we'll move it back 25 feet so you can get two cars in the parking lot. I think you require 1.5.
They do require 1.5. I'm just, obviously, that's a pretty busy street. There's a pretty busy throughway there.
Yeah,
Would you be willing to agree to make sure that whoever builds puts at least 2
two,
cars?
yeah, that's fine,
Yeah.
off-street.
Off-street, please.
There's plenty of room on the bigger lots. It's a question of the third lot, but we can probably fit it in.
Okay. You want to be on your punch list, Wayne? Do you have any comments?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to skip right over section D. As Michael indicated, he's willing to comply. There's just a couple of housekeeping items. Item number 1 in regards to confirmation on taxes are paid. The application we had, there's a sheet in there for the taxes are signed, but the copy I have doesn't have a signature. Like I said, that's a minor housekeeping item. Assuming taxes are current paid.
They're paid.
Number 2.
I personally handed the check to
There you go.
the tax collector.
Item number 2, in regards to signature block, again, just happened for the plan itself, get planning board in, engineer as opposed to municipal engineer, per title recordation act, it's supposed to be municipal engineer listed, so minor change in regards to number 2. Item number 3, we typically would ask for a title report just to ensure that there's no deed restrictions and covenants affecting the property in question. The plan itself currently indicates that this map was prepared without the benefit of the title report, so the title report would just confirm that there are no issues moving forward in terms of deed restrictions. Item number 4, the proposed lot numbers he has on here is subject to approval by a tax assessor. They seem to fall in line in terms of, what would apply. It's just, again, it's a matter of course for the tax assessor to approve those lot numbers. Number 5, this is just a confirmation that monumentation for the property corners will be set as shown on the plan itself. Item number 6, that indicates the plan will be filed by deed, and should they receive approval tonight, we would just ask that they provide lot closure calcs and legal descriptions for us to review as part of, I'll say, compliance, should they get approval tonight.
I'll send it to the engineer and the solicitor for them to review.
Mike, were you gonna record by map or by deed?
By deed. And just one housekeeping item, I did get contacted by Juice Pinto today. If you do approve the subdivision, we owe $65 a lot to revise your tax map. I didn't know that. So
Yeah, we added that several years ago, so we could update our tax maps every time.
that's fine. I told her to bring a check down tomorrow.
Wayne, your report says front yard minimum 30 feet, is that what you?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mike's in it for 25 feet, okay.
But-
And on the one lot,
Yeah,
You're looking for 20 there.
yeah. we're
on
looking
the on the little lot?
20, and then the other two, 25.
25, okay.
There's also a provision in your ordinance, and I don't want to argue with your engineer, but I will. If there's so many lots that are less than the required, you can take an average.
No, I think it's in concert with the rest of the lots in the
It's more or
immediate
less-
vicinity.
Yeah.
We've gone through that many times. It doesn't make sense to put a 60-foot frontage house when there's two 30s next to it, doesn't, I don't see it being a problem. Are there any other questions from the board? At this time, we'll open this portion of the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this application and this application only, please come forward, state your name and address, and you may be heard.
My name is Mike Cattell. I live at 34 Smith Lane, right next to the property.
Okay, Mike, how are you? Thank you.
I have no problem with it, as long as he puts that line down straight from my front of my house, the property line. I don't want it going on an angle. We had spoke about it before, and he said the line is straight. And that's my only concern.
Have you reviewed that, Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, and you concur that the property line is,
Yeah, straight across, yep.
Mr. Cattell? Okay. Are you satisfied with that, Mr. Cattell?
Yeah, because I have 105 in the front, and it should go back, the same. I mean, I've taken care of the property for years.
Okay.
I've kept it cut, I picked the trash up around there.
Okay. Would you like a
And
copy?
that's all I asked, yeah, I just asked for that.
I mean, if you want a copy of this, you're more than welcome to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about the side line?
Pardon me?
Two properties, what line is he talking about?
Would be the third lot,
I gave him a copy of the plan.
Yeah.
So it's a straight
Yeah.
line according to.
Should be a straight line on that.
And there are flags out there, and there's markings out there.
Because it looks like.
Wait, if
the
I
front
put
yard is-
a privacy fence up,
Okay.
because I don't know what I'm gonna get next door to me. I dealt with 7 years of drug and prostitution next to me.
Okay.
Took
So you
me
don't
7
want-
years to get rid of that. I don't wanna deal with that no more. So, I want a privacy fence put down, straight down my property.
Yeah, the lot line on the left, so if you're looking at the plan, all the way to the left here, there's the house with the driveway, that's the line he's referring to here. All the way to the left here. From here to here, this is the line he's referring to.
Oh, okay. But it looks like it's more narrow in the back, though, isn't it?
Yeah, my property actually, on my deed, goes back
It
this
goes back
way.
one time.
Yeah, take-
And I had spoke to Mike before about making it straight.
Yep.
Because he wanted to purchase some of mine, and I really don't have it to. I bought the place for the ground. I've been there 23 years, I lived on Lakeview Drive for 10. I've been here 33 years, and I'm not going nowhere,
Okay, good.
We're glad to have you.
I like the area, and got the police protection around here.
That's why.
I mean,
It's a big lot, yeah.
I mean, that's why I brought it. I mean, I was in trucking before, I still have a little bit to do with it, and I need a lot for my truck, which I already been through hearings to keep my truck on my property, because I got grandfathered in, and they changed the law there. I mean, I've been down that road.
Well, if you have any, if
And
you have
I
any
keep
questions.
the area clean.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been sick the last few years, so I don't do like I used to, but, and my eyes are out there watching the area constantly. I watch the ball field, I watch all my neighbors.
Well, Wayne, do you have a card you give to Mr. Cattell?
Sure.
And if this is our planning board engineer for
Okay.
this evening for this project. So if something arises that you have a question about, you can certainly give Wayne a call from Bach and Associates. If you have any questions, don't hesitate.
All right.
Okay,
No,
sir?
like I said, I have no problem with them
Great.
doing that,
We
It's
like
just
to.
I want to be sure
Absolutely,
if
no.
I put a privacy fence up, because like I said, I don't know where I'm going to get.
Sure, I understand.
You
It
know.
sounds
That's what
like,
scares me.
sounds like you're both on the same page at this
Yeah,
point in time,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll,
I mean, it's been good to me, I've been good to them,
great. Appreciate it very much.
That is all my own concern.
All right, sir. Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the public wishing to speak?
I make a motion to close the public portion.
Second? All right, motion has been made and seconded to close the public portion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, public portion is closed. Mr. Rowan.
Yes,
Got
Madam
one more
Chairman.
question before you, I don't know if anybody noticed it, there's a possible deed gap, how do we handle that? Where there's a, you see it at the end there?
Squiggly line down the backyard.
Michael, do you know what we should do with that?
Our engineer, Teal Jeffers, pointed that out to us. We do have a title report for that property, we're gonna take a look at it, but what will happen if there is a gap, we'll have to negotiate with our neighbors who gets it.
Same for the people on Seventh Avenue, they try to negotiate for Lunetto's, is that Lunetto's?
Now, this is different, there's a little gap.
About 5
on
feet.
the
Yeah,
Title
sliver back here.
of who owns that property.
Yeah, I thought, okay.
Why wouldn't that just go to your property there, since they're all cut up like that? It seems like that line seems straight.
Depends on what the deed comes
Yeah,
back.
you have to buy a title, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
So he's gonna have to match his title, and that's, the title report will clear that.
Yeah.
Clear that up to see if he actually has it, or if it's actually the deed to the neighbors.
Yeah, and if it isn't ours, we'll just probably give it to the neighbors. I don't, somebody have to do a subdivision, that's the thing. There's a gap. So we'll cross that bridge when we
Okay.
get the title report, and somebody's gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
But we may be back before you guys. It's not needed for our property. I mean,
Okay.
we could give it to the neighbors if they
Right.
want. But I can't say that without getting legal title to it, or at least fighting title to it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Mr. Rohan?
Okay, the applicant comes before us in the evening for what's been characterized as a minor subdivision to create 3 lots out of the existing lot. When I do this, I'm going to refer to them as Lot 1, Lot 2, and Lot 3. Lot 1, as far as area, will be in conformance to our ordinance. Lot 3 will not be. The applicant is about 247 feet shy of the $6,000 requirement. It's been usually
6,000 square feet.
6,000 square feet, I'm sorry. And it's about 247, 50 feet shy, that's de minimis, I believe. He also is requesting a lot width on each property of about 46.93, except for lot 3, 46.92. The ordinance requires 60 feet. The testimony is, though, that the proposed subdivision is consistent with the other lots in the area, where some of the lots are a minimum of 30 feet. So that seems to demonstrate that there's not a negative impact to our zoning ordinance, because it does remain consistent. The setback, front yard setback by our ordinance is arguably 30 feet. The applicant is asking for a 25-foot front yard setback for properties 1 and 2, and a 20 foot for property 3. I think he's made the argument, I think he's met the burden that does not negatively impact our zoning ordinance. Other areas, I believe, are in conformance. The side and the rear yard, his proposed lot coverage. He did give testimony regarding the proposed lot 3 that he did attempt to purchase property from adjacent landowners and was unsuccessful. One of the tests to whether a hardship would exist regarding that one lot would be to see if the applicant did try or was able to buy ground in order to bring in more conformance. He's given testimony that he was not able to, which the board could use in making a determination of whether to approve that lot. Okay, I think now one of the conditions that the board can consider, and I believe that was brought out, that if approval is made, that it would be conditioned that Mike or any subsequent builder is bound to provide 2 off-street parking lots on each site. If that became a problem, well, then the applicant would have to come back and seek relief for that issue at a later date.
Okay. Is there a motion on the floor?
I make a motion to approve the minor subdivision as stated.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Mayor Capata, second by Chief Daly. May we have a roll call, please, Jim?
Playhammer.
Yes.
Yes.
Eugene. Yes. Chowski.
Yes.
Fullerton.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Ranieri.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Michael, congratulations.
Have a good night.
Good luck. Good night, guys. All right, guys, anything old business? Old business, anyone? Okay, communications, June?
And we have one from the NJPO regarding mandatory classes. That's if you want to go off military before.
When will we have classes in Walsh Township for Mr. Stone? You let us know when they can become available for Mr.
Yes.
Stone? You didn't take them yet?
And PSE&G sent their normal letter about doing the vegetative right-of-way maintenance.
Okay.
And
All right, Mr. Rowan, did you want to discuss anything with the letter regarding the bonds?
Yeah, the letter that we get, that apparently that was predecessor to, before John was the engineer, and Bach Associates might have been the engineer at that time, because it looks like the letter was directed. It looks like it's a request for an administrative amendment to the site plan, where they were requesting to be permitted to use a diesel generator versus a gas.
The plan required diesel, and they want to switch to
They
diesel.
would
Excuse me,
switch
the
that.
plan required gas.
They wanted such a natural
They
gas.
originally proposed using diesel, they want to switch to a natural gas.
And apparently, there's a check off of other things that have to be looked at that were on the checklist originally in order for them to get their bond released.
Okay.
So it probably would have to go back to Bach engineers, if Bach was the engineers for the planning and zoning board at that time. John would never.
But it doesn't come back to this board.
Oh, no, it doesn't come up. No, it's not, nothing that we have to do.
But this is Hidden Ponds too, if everyone remembers the new houses off of Davis. That property has never been turned over to the borough because the stipulations from the planning board at the time were a generator, the pump station, a homeowners association, and a lot of this stuff has not been done yet all these years. And so the residents have been very upset that it hasn't been done. One of the applicants has passed away, so that caused part of the problem. The one that's left, he's,
Oh, okay.
he's trying to finish this up. So at this point, we would, once it's done, we would dedicate, the road would be dedicated to the borough. The homeowners association would maintain the pump station, that little retention basin. At least that's what we're hoping. We don't know if that's going to pan out.
The other thing, Mayor, I think that either Len Wood or myself should review the homeowners association documents as far as a declaration if they haven't done that.
And we can force them to do that. That was part of the.
Oh, yeah, but then that, either Len, if Len's the solicitor, or I'll be happy to take a look at it for the borough to make sure that, you know, meets the statutory criteria. But apparently they never did that.
For 9 years.
That's not unusual sometimes.
It's not unusual.
It's law.
The reason it's brought to the table is all the homes have been completed. And the residents on that street have started to complain to say certain things haven't been finished. And so they expect that pump station to be done, it's not been maintained properly, things like that. The borough went into an agreement to plow because there was not even plowing being done on the road because it wasn't our road. So we went into agreement a couple of years ago that we would plow the road for a fee. And it just hasn't ended. It just, you know, the lights are supposed to be turned over to us.
And this has been going on for 9 years.
There was a big lag. There was, the way the planning board, were you guys on the planning board back then?
Yes.
You remember? There was so many homes had to be built first
Right.
before it triggered certain things. They didn't build, you know, enough homes weren't sold at the time and things like that.
So there's Twin Ponds 1 and 2, or
One was, yeah, Barrington.
Barrington,
And that's done and turned over. And then
that's over to Barron?
That's Barrington. It has nothing to do with us.
So for 9 years, have these people, do they have an obligated fee to pay each month or each year?
The way I look at it, no, because the builder should have set up.
They haven't set up the homeowners.
So they didn't
association.
It's not our responsibility.
Yeah, so
Well, wasn't that part of the reason why they set that up, is to pay for these things down the line?
Yeah.
But the builder never finished, he
Yeah,
never
but
finished the
he
generator.
never did, he never perfected the homeowners.
There's been no turnover from control from the developer to the
Right,
association.
to the association. So he probably still has a bond with the borough.
Yeah, I'll just-
Yeah.
So what happened was, because there was no movement, the council approved to go after the bond. So we approved to rescind the bond, and that's a very
That's
tedious
what-
process.
And
And that's what started this whole, to keep it moving, because we filed to take the bond.
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we got some movement.
How much was the bond
$100,000. Does that sound right?
So the insurance company probably woke up the developer.
The storage company woke up.
Good, yeah, for that kind of money.
Yeah, the performance bond.
Yeah, nobody wants a bond hole.
No. And so what would have happened if we would have taken the bond, we would have fixed the generator, we would have fixed the fencing, we would have done all that kind of stuff. But hopefully.
The
they'll
street
get
is being, I mean, the street has been
The
finished.
street has the top coat on,
Yeah.
all the lights are in. It's just more about the sewer pump station.
Do we have we actually collected the fees then for plowing, stuff like that?
Yes and no. I'll be very honest with you, because there's some discrepancy on the lights, when the planning board made an agreement of turning over, they basically said that once they got to so many houses, the borough would take responsibility of paying the lights. Well, we have to pay $9 a month for lights in the town, each street light. A typical person pays between $30 and $40 a month. So there were some problems with that, getting that bill closed out. PC&G wouldn't talk to us because it wasn't ours, so, so to be honest, there's a little, once this is all done, we're gonna have to square up. So we've got our bills, they've got their bills, and we're gonna put it together. But, yeah, Jeff Young was plowing it, but he just wasn't plowing it as quickly as the residents wanted. And they were paying, each house was paying close to $10,000 a year in property taxes, if you remember property taxes back here. Yeah, so they were complaining that their road wasn't being plowed. And they were paying a lot of money in taxes. Yeah, yeah.
They're not the only roads in town.
Come on now.
All righty. Good and welfare, at this point in time, we will open the meeting up to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on any matter whatsoever, please come forward and be heard.
Seeing no one, I make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
All right, motion been made by Mayor Kapadas and seconded by Mr. Opperly. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. At this point in time, is there anything else to discuss amongst the members of the board? Professionals? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion has been passed at 7:30.